We're here to talk about the Spartan tripod line. It's called the Ascent tripod. These are phenomenal tripods by Spartan out of the UK, top quality. They have two options in the Ascent. They have the Woodland, which is this version here, and then the Mountain, which is this one here. The difference between the two, the Woodland has a taller base leg, so it has a higher height. It goes from 29.5 inches to 72 inches standing. The Mountain goes from 24 to 53 inches. Weight-wise, they're very similar. This one comes in full setup with the dabber head, everything on it, at 4 pounds total weight. The Mountain comes in at about 3.6 pounds. So similar, the only difference is this extra length of leg here. That's it. Just gives you a little bit more height depending on what you're using them for. If you want to stand glass versus sit and kneel, this one's going to be one that's going to have the ability to stand. This one clearly ain't going to go that high. They, other than that, are exactly the same. They have a ton of options and a ton of things that these things do, which we'll go over a few right now. Clearly, you can see it's an optics holder in this application. This is a pair of binos. Obviously, you can run a spotting scope, just about anything you want. They have Spartan adapters. This one is a Spartan adapter that clamps onto your bino. Pretty minimal, fits in your bino harness. You won't have any issues with that. They have a heavy duty optics adapter that'll mount to the bottom of a spotting scope of any size, and then that'll click right onto the Spartan peg, which is the Spartan system. When you're running a rifle application, there's multiple options, but there's unlimited attachment points. This is a basic one that comes with the bipod adapter that mounts on your rifle where your swivel stud is. If you have a rifle, which a lot of modern rifles out there have a Picatinny into the front of the gun, they have Picatinny mounts for the same system, so you can go either way. Obviously, as you see here, this thing's very adjustable, so either one of the same. So this thing actually goes for a tripod super low to where you could actually shoot prone off of it, which is pretty awesome, to full standing if you're shooting a gun off it. Some of the other things that are really cool, and kind of the concept of Rob Gearing, the owner, Spartan, the inventor of all this stuff, he tried to come up with a system and not just a tripod, because these things ain't inexpensive. They're rather expensive, but it's kind of a system. And the point of it is that you can take this thing, buy this thing, spend the money. It becomes your tool when you're out hunting for everything, right? So when I say that, all three legs unscrew from the tripod, essentially, which what's cool about that is that gives you the ability to turn this tripod into trekking poles, pull two legs off, use them as your trekking poles. So you're not carrying trekking poles, so you have the weight of this at 4 pounds, this one, but you're not bringing any weight for trekking poles, so you're mixing the two, so it's not as effective on the weight side. You're not bringing a ton of weight, and then you still have your main head on a single pole. You can run a single pole for trekking and leave two legs on, and you could have this adjusted where it could be a full standing shooting bipod, essentially, which this has the same system as this. Your rifle would drop right on there, and you basically have a tripod shooting system. A mono stick, if you wanted to shoot off a mono stick. Each leg, which is convenient, the way it's threaded on in the top of this, it actually is the exact dimensions of the Spartan head, so you can actually run this as a mono, which you could actually set a rifle on that and shoot as a mono, or you can also drop it onto your binos and all that, you can see. So that's machined into it. It's not an extra piece, which is just kind of a cool thing that he did. Rob's really good in that way. He kind of tries to think of everything. So it's very versatile. It's a system I don't think a lot of you guys understand or know about. You look at the price tag, you're looking at $1,150 on this version, 1,080. It's not cheap. These are high quality carbon, high quality aluminum, phenomenal quality. But once you start understanding the versatility of this thing and what it can do, and run your entire system when you're backcountry hunting, hiking in, you can run your bino, your mini spotter, your rifle, your trekking poles, your mono stick, literally endless. Even to, because all the legs come off, especially on this tall version, you can convert this thing and run this as a TP center pole for a tent. If you're running a mountain backcountry lightweight tent where usually you'll use trekking poles or something you have, things are plenty long to run for in a tent application or dang near anything. So once you start understanding the versatility of this, what it can do, how many things it is, and the quality of this thing, from a full shooting tripod to a glassing tripod, the stability, to shooting prone to everything. A lot of people, once they start learning and understanding this, they start understanding, okay, hey, you know what, this thing, the value of this is actually really good, and it's a lot different than I thought, because it's a little bit of a sticker shock at first. Even when I first learned it, I was like, holy moly, this is crazy. I run this thing all the time. I just ran it in Alaska moose hunt. I used it the entire time for everything I just said. I literally glassed off this thing for hours. I used it for staking tent and a 6 a.m. tarp to up on the mountainside so that we could get out of the weather. I glassed off it. I mean, literally, I didn't end up shooting off it the way it worked out. I didn't need to, but I did have it set on there a couple times in case it worked out. So anyway, this thing is super versatile. It's something you guys should check out. We have them here at G4 on display all the time. So if you're in the area, you can swing by. We can walk you through this thing, let you feel it, let you check it out. You can kind of see for yourself. But it is an absolute amazing tripod that I think anybody should try out. And a lot of you guys that are kind of catching on to Spartan already have some of the Spartan pieces. This thing, once you kind of understand it, like I said, I think it's a must-have at the end of the day. And if you don't have it and you start going to the bipod, you start running some of the adapters, you start realizing how great Spartan is as a whole company. I can't tell you over the last couple of years, these things have just blown up, and how many people question it in the beginning, and then they're like, man, I'll try the bipod, and they get like, I don't know, and then all of a sudden it clicks, and they're like, oh man, okay, I need this, and I need this, and I need the optic. They buy into it. That's kind of how it happens, but it's something it costs enough that's not something most people are just going to dive into. But when you come in, you learn it, and we have everything here to check out, and Jeff's at the front counter, I'm here, very educated, we know the system very well. Come to G4 today, check it out, we have everything, you're going to love it.